What's up, party people? It's Friday. Hopefully, you had a good trading day. Mine was good, and then I gave back a bunch of my profits, so we'll talk about that. But I'll show you. Yeah, let's just start here. We'll start with the SPY. So, this morning when I opened my platform, I saw that the SPY was selling off in the pre market. And what I noticed was that if we back up here, we've kind of got, let's see, where's my pin? These larger sort of pivots for the day. So I'm expecting it to basically, since it's not compressed and condensed, I'm expecting it to kind of just stay within this area instead of breaking out. So what I was thinking was, since we've already kind of sold off in the pre-market, and we're basically down near the bottom of the pivots, that we'll probably get a push up at the open. So I was mostly looking for a long. I did throw a couple ideas out on my watch list for a short in case it like really pushed up and then like rejected up here. Maybe I would take a trade there. But yeah, so I was looking for a couple long plays, and I will show you those. So I was looking at LVS this morning. They had some news, so they were gapping up in the pre-market, and everybody was very excited about it. I'm not really usually like much of a momentum trader, but it can be fun, I guess, when it aligns with my strategy. Let's just take these off. And all right, so what I like on LVS is this guy. So we've kind of got like a little bit of a range set up on here. It might not be like the most perfect range, but immediately when I looked at the chart, I could see like the rectangle that I'm usually looking for. I tried to get out of it at one point, another point, kind of came down below it. So I'm looking within here. So this morning we actually had gapped up above the top of this range, and I'm thinking, if the SPY opens and it does push up like I'm thinking that it's going to do, then an entry at the top of this range for a move up until like what would be considered maybe the next range is what I'm looking for. So that's what my plan was on this. We'll go to the 5-minute chart. So it got a little tricky. It threw my psychology in the morning, so let's talk about that. So this yellow line is my level. You can see this is like this white box over here is the range that I had drawn. So we opened up here, and I thought, oh, we'll have some time. It'll get up here and then come back down here, and then I'll take it at this level. Well, as I'm thinking through that, I set a limit order, and I set it right at my level. And you can see that wick almost touches it, and then immediately gets back up. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I missed my play just because I was taking too long to hit my keys. So it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. And when that happened, I was like, oh, I'll just catch the momentum into this instead. And I hit in for a move up, was like, what are you doing? And just hit out of it. I was like, this isn't my play. And then it was holding, it set a new 5-minute high. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give it another shot for like these 5-minute opening range breakouts that everybody always talks about. But that is not my strategy. So, I ended up taking a full loss on it. And then the market was kind of figuring itself out. And I was like, all right, we're still sort of pushing up. If I can get a pullback to this level, I'm going to try this again. And sure enough, I put my limit order out here. I put my stop below this, and we got this awesome move up here. It was such a clean move. I was like, this is where it's at. So, just a reminder that like your plan and your strategy are your plan and your strategy for a reason. You know how to play them. You know where your stop goes. You know when you should get in. And like, that's just what you should play. So yeah, I got that really cool, really great move up. And then sometimes what happens with me when I am like super profitable for the day, I'm like, well, I guess I'm done. And then I turn into like this, like, I guess I'm done. So now Now I'm bored. No, I want to keep going. And that's kind of one of my psychological things that I have been working on and trying to like get better at. But today it kind of got the best of me. So I still had some shares left in this after I hit this partial up here. So I thought maybe we could get a pullback to like the VWAP area and I'll add into it. And again, like I'm not really someone that takes like moving averages as entries on things. So not really my style. My style is to like look for some sort of range for an ad. And I decided to add again. We got a tiny push up, but yeah, it just wasn't really gonna make another move. Also, the L2 was empty at that point. Like there's no reason for me to be over here. And then when I saw it not really pushing up, I kind of drew this on it as like a smaller intraday area that it was kind of testing, and I decided that maybe I would flip short. So I took a short here. I got all out here on my long play, but I took a short here and added here at this drop, expecting to move back down close to my level. And you'll see I actually on that play ended up just like getting out of it because I was like, again, not my play. My plays are so particular that I think sometimes when I get the play and it's like done, I am looking for something else to trade suddenly that wouldn't normally be like my kind of trade. So just, something that I'm trying to work through. So yeah, this is a bummer, but again, like this is not something that I should have been trading anyways. So like this short here, that was when I got all out of my long, but there's this entry for a short and this ad at this drop, and I was expecting the move down here, and I just wasn't feeling good because it wasn't my plan. So I hit out, and then it of course did what I thought it was going to do. But overall, like I'm really happy with how my strategy has kind of been coming along, and like really been working out the details of why things work or don't work. And you can see that when I, trade my strategy, it works. This is probably a trade that I would have taken back when I didn't have a strategy, and I would have got the move, and I probably would have been like, I'm the smartest human in the entire world. But like, it just wasn't my trade. So, I can't be sad that I didn't get that because it wasn't my trade. So yeah, that was LVS. And then this morning I really wanted to take Baba, and I'll show you. So something kind of caught my eye. This caught my eye on the weekly. So I've been watching this for a while, since last week. Yeah, after it sold off below this level. But yeah, I saw this as like a range on the weekly, and it sold off below this level recently. And so now we're like back near it. So I'm thinking, if the SPY opens up strong in the morning, then I will take a long off of this level. And that's kind of what my plan was. The weekly is still in a downtrend, and I think the daily might still be too, actually. Oh, the daily was kind of turning up. So this is like one of those ones, like I mentioned on my recap yesterday, where when the daily and the weekly aren't doing the same thing, it kind of can be confusing, and also it can be confusing, but it can also give you like more plays, I think, in a way, like, right? Like if you're just kind of like focused on the market at that point, you can really take a play off of that level, short or long, because you're kind of getting mixed signals on the higher time frames anyways. So yeah, I was basically waiting to see what the SPY was going to do on that. So let's get into this. So when we opened, so I was watching this in pre-market, and my level on my weekly chart is actually more like that is something. That was a fatty. Okay, so like somewhere down here is actually my level on the weekly chart. But because it's like a weird number, it's like 129 something or other. I was thinking, we'll just do like 130. That'll be my level. So I recently marked that. I think yesterday I might have marked it, and if we zoom out on this, you can see that in the pre-market, we're getting these tests to it. So I'm like, okay, it's at my level. I'm going to take a long if the SPY breaks out. But all of a sudden it just started moving like in the pre-market, and I was like, well, there's definitely no way I'm taking this, up here when this opens. Like that's really far away. So I just stayed away from it. But then I came back later, and the market had kind of rolled over, but the market was down to the lower end of the pivots for the day. So like I was saying, I assuming, or not assuming, but probability wise, I'm thinking that the market, the SPY, is going to stay within the expanded pivots. So when the SPY got down to the lower end of that range, and we're now back near my level, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this could be a long. I took a play here, thinking that this bounce was what it was gonna be. Unfortunately, I got stopped out. But when it dropped down, let's see, on the 2-minute chart, when it dropped down, it dropped down on volume and threw in this nice wick down here. So I decided I'd give it one more shot. We're on the 2-minute, but I hit it on the 1. And then it just kind of did this for a while, which was, that's always frustrating. The market was kind of deciding, I think, that if it wanted to turn around or not. And then we got a nice push, and then I had to leave. So my target was, there was a ask sitting out 130, 140, and I had my order sitting out like right below previous day. It's either low or high right there. And I was like, I have like 5 minutes until I need to leave, or whatever it was, like 10 minutes, something like that. I was like, I'll get up there. But it did this before it did that. So I hit out, I got a little bit of a win on that, but, just time constraints for me, because I had to run out the door. But, yeah, overall, not a terrible day. Like it was decent. It's really nice to see my strategy and my plan working the way that I expect it to, or the way that I'm hoping for it to work. But yeah, word to the wise, no need to give back all your profits. Well, not all of them, but give back some of your profits, and don't be a silly goose. So I'll leave you with that when you go into the weekend. Anyways, talk to you guys next week. Peace.